Coming off a strikeout, swinging one out, no one on for the Comets. Mark Rutherford coming up to bat a foul ball down the first base line at the net. That one will just be out of play.
Yeah, Alex Kelling was ahead on the account there, 3-1, but unfortunately struck out looking, and now it'll be Mark Rutherford, the third baseman.
Rutherford gets nailed with a fastball right at his shin, and that's the second base runner of the game for the Comets with one out. There is now one on for the catcher, Brady Bly. Brady Bly this year hitting over 300. Yet to have a home run. He does have 12 RBI and a stolen base on the year. And the lefty steps in against the lefty pitcher. And Holstrom with one on. The deal of breaking pitch just inside, catches the inside corner for strike number one to Bly. And we've seen a big strike zone so far from the umpire. And it's now a 1-0 count on Bly.
Yeah, that was only 69 miles an hour. Really nice pitch on the inside corner from Holstrom.
And another inside. That almost hit Bly. That was a fastball. That one didn't catch any part of the zone, even count now. That pitch speed at 82. So you see the versatility and velocity there from Holstrom. And a 1-1 count on Bly. Going to check over at first base. Rutherford back in standing.
Pretty slow pickoff move there from Holstrom. Easy for Rutherford to get back to first.
The one delivery swung on and missed a breaking pitch in the dirt. And that one at 70, so a couple of those really slow.
Yeah, these Comets are just very ahead on these breaking balls. They just got to sit back and really wait for their pitch here against Holstrom.
And that's a fastball rung up. Brady Bly, the second strikeout looking of the inning for Holstrom. And there's 2 outs in the inning now.
Yeah, Holstrom has 3 strikeouts, and all of them were looking by the Comets, and that's something that Coach Bly is not going to be too happy with.
It'll bring up Kevin West with 2 outs, 1 on now.
Really good defensive center fielder, a lot of speed. He's really picked up his average from last year as well.
And West fouls one back into the net. It'll make it an 0-1 count. Rutherford still on first, going to get a big lead, and that fastball is just a bit outside. That pitch is a pitch that seemed like a few times that was called a strike earlier in this game, but they called it a ball here. And now West drives one right at the center fielder. He's going to have to go back almost at the warning track, but he does make the catch, and that's out number 3. Heading to the bottom of the second, the Greyhounds lead 1-0 in the state semifinal over the Mason Comets. Bottom of the second action here from Canal Park in Akron, Ohio. The side of the state semifinals between the Mason Comets and the Grove City Greyhounds. Grove City already off to a 1-0 lead. Brendan Garula takes the mound again after giving up one earned. And the first batter he'll see is Grady Spiegel, the Greyhound catcher.
Yeah, for just joining us, the Comets were only lucky to give up one run. The Greyhounds on bases loaded with one out, and the Comets were able to get a much-needed double play to end the inning.
Back-to-back fastballs on the outside corner. One barely missed, one hit it, and it's a 1-1 count now on Spiegel. Garula deals again, that one way outside for a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Garula hasn't really been able to locate his pitches great early in his fastballs. These Greyhounds have really jumped on top of, and then there's another high fastball to make it 3-1.
3-1 count now, hitter's count for Spiegel. Garula really relies on that placement because he doesn't have a ton of velocity, so it's a 3-1 count. And that one just inside, a leadoff walk worked by Grady Spiegel, and there's now one on with no one out for the bottom of this Greyhound lineup. Spencer Stroll, the shortstop, coming up.
I mean, Garula's hasn't been in this position in the playoffs. He hasn't really been in this position all year, to be honest. I mean, against Moeller, he went the distance, complete game, only gave up one run, and right now he already has given up one run in an inning, and with a runner on first. He just needs to calm down a little bit because his stuff is some of the best in the state, no question. I mean, he won OHSAA Player of the Year, and I wonder, it would be interesting if the Comets warm up Samuel, because that would be a tough adjustment for these Greyhounds, because the velocity would go up by about 15 miles an hour.
Well, that's the thing, too. You got a couple of really good options in the bullpen if you're Mason between Noah Samuel and Michael Murphy. And you talk about the adjustment from Garula to Samuel in terms of velocity, but the adjustment lefty to righty could be tough if you go from Garula to Murphy.
Yeah, we were playing spike ball the other day, and Murphy pelted you with a 90 mile per hour ball that hits you in the leg. Are you okay, Ben?
Yeah, that was not a fun time, but there's a bunt, and that is fumbled by Hanley. They're going to throw to third. His runner tries to get to third, and that gets away from Rutherford. Luckily, he keeps it. There's runners on the corners now for the Greyhounds. A defensive miscue for the Comets. Jake Hanley had an easy play at first and just bobbled it.
Man, the Comets are really struggling with these bunts. I mean, it seemed like Hanley almost tried to tag Stroll. And then he just dropped it on the tag when Stroll was past him, and then it kind of kicked over toward the Comets' first base dugout. So then Spiegel was able to advance to third. So now first and third, no outs.
Yeah, we're only in the second inning, and that is the third time a Greyhound has reached on a bunt.
I mean, it's unbelievable. 3 out of the 8 hitters, 3 bunts, all singles. I mean,
I'm sure that one will go down as an error for Hanley over at first base. He had an easy tag on him and then just lost it out of his glove. So 2 bunts